The following is a paid program about home design, remodeling, and construction.
Buying a home is single-handedly the biggest purchase most of us make in our lives. The second biggest spend is a remodel or rebuild. Some of you might be stuck in a current project and don't know where to turn next. Others might be having a hard time simply to get a contractor to even give you a call back. Or if you're like my wife and I, even building an ADU in our backyard to bring in some extra income scared the crap out of us because, well, we didn't know where to start. So I asked myself, who are you going to call? No, not them. I called the California Contractor. I'm Jeff Krapf, and each week I'll be bringing you into real homes with real people just like you and I. On this first episode, I'd like to take you back to how we got started with a house visit from Jack.
But you're going to need a real good structural contractor to handle the deck conversion to get the living space. 3'6" for a tub and 4'6" for a shower.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. And then that gives you.
Jack!
Hey Jeff, how you doing?
Man.
Good to see you.
Good to have you, man. Good to have you over here. Oh man, oh man, oh man. The time has come.
We're going to do this, huh?
We're going to do this.
Right.
I need to get an idea of what I'm going to do, but again, we've talked about this before, the first steps.
Right.
How do I make the decision on what do I do, why am I doing it, and is my wife truly going to allow me to spend the money to do it? That's
Gotcha.
the big question.
Okay.
All right. So
Well, I can't help you with the last one, but show me the rest and I can maybe give you some ideas.
I need a lot of help with the last one. Come on out, bud.
All right.
Oh, beautiful. Another day in San Diego, man. All right. So we have our seating area up here. We have a lot of friends we like to entertain. Love to entertain. We have family and friends from all over the country that come into San Diego. They love to hang out in San Diego. Let's head down this way. Now, here's the trick, man. Here's the trick. First off, I'd love for this to be a water slide. I'm joking. That's not the trick is getting down to this area that essentially it's a garage. We have a structure.
Oh, wow.
We have a structure here. Now it's not finished. So the first thing is coming down to the structure. And then we've got this that, well, let's just open it up.
It's big.
But you know, we've got a garage. I've got a garage here, and you know, it's great to have this space to be able to store stuff down here, but I feel like there's a lot more that I can do with it.
Sure. Okay. So how can I help you? Like, what are you trying to achieve down here, I guess would be my first question.
I want to make money on this.
Got it.
I mean, ADUs, that's the talk of the country, obviously, is ADUs, and I feel like this has the bones to be an ADU. I just can't visualize how we can actually make this a monetizable, asset on the property.
Gotcha.
That's where you come in.
Well, I mean, I can definitely give you some advice on how to build it and what we could include.
Okay.
But here's what I would recommend is before we get too far down setting a budget, since the goal here is to make money and not just to create a space for yourself, the budget kind of comes to the forefront. And to get a budget, we would have to know what you could rent it for. At least that's how I think.
Okay.
So I know of a company, they're called Realm. And what they'll do, they're not builders, but for like $500, they'll come in, they'll assess your property, they'll tell you what you can build, where you can build it, but also what you could rent it for. So what I would suggest maybe, it's great. And you know, obviously I'm the builder, not the rent-a guy. So they can give you some of that info and intel. You can then take a look at that and come to me and say, I would like option A, B, or C, because they'll give you several options. Okay. Here's the biggest you could build, here's the smallest you could build, and here's what kind of rent you would get for that.
You know what's great I love about that is I can take that document, whatever they give me, sit down with my wife and go, look, this is what we can make, and it's only going to take this amount of money to do it, and here's what the property's going to be worth overall. Yep. She's not going to trust me to just say it. She wants to see a document.
Well, yeah, and it's very professional. It's 6 pages long. There's a lot of data. Okay. And once we have that data, then I'll take a look at it, and then we can start discussing budgets and feasibility and all those sorts of things.
I love it.
So
I love it.
But I'm with you. This place has what they call great bones.
Yeah, it's ready to go. I just don't know what to do with it except store stuff in here. And the more storage availability I have, the more stuff I buy. If you're watching this episode and want to apply to be on the show, go to california-contractor.com and fill out an application.
California Contractor shows how to build and renovate your home when working with experts. There is no fluff here. We take real homeowners through a dream home building journey that is practical, informative, and fun.
What is on your home remodeling list this year? Classic Home Improvements is a full-service remodeling company. We will help you design your space and select your materials before we start construction. All you have to do is enjoy your new home. Schedule your free design consultation at readytoremodel.com.
Attention homeowners, if you're planning any type of remodel and aren't sure who to call or where to look, give SBMS Media a call. We are happy to guide you. With over 25 years of experience in construction and remodeling in the San Diego region, we know people, and we can guide you toward the right type of company for the project you have in mind. Get guidance now at 888-621-0857.
Pick the right project at the right price with the right vendor using Realm's data-driven process. Your Realm advisor will help you to navigate project costs, ROI, financing, and vendors. Visit myrealm.co/advisor to get started.
Welcome back. So we decided to take Jack's advice and get a Realm report, but I want to dive into what Realm is. They're a financial advisor for homeowners, providing all the data, advice, and introduction you need to navigate expensive and complicated home projects. Now, they do have a free interactive planning tool that's used to do some additional research, but if you have no idea where to start or who to turn to, you can hire a Realm advisor for $500 to walk you through the whole planning process, including which project to start with, how much to spend, how to design the space, and who to hire. And all of the recommendations are based on local market data, so you can feel confident setting a budget and getting a fair price. So once we got the Realm breakdown, Jack thought it would be a good idea to bring in a loan officer to go over all the options. Now, before I show you this next part, here's my disclaimer. No, most loan officers are not going to come to your house to go over your options. But Jack called in a favor, and I promised a good bottle of wine. Whatever works. Jack, so we've done this before. You've seen the garage. We want to turn it into something that can make us some money. Kara, we have an idea, I think, of what we want to do, but we've got to figure out how to get this paid for, and that's where you come in. What are our options?
Yeah, definitely. So there's 3 options for you guys. One, the simplest, is a cash out refinance. Just basically taking the equity that you already have in your home, taking the cash out of your house, and refinancing into one more mortgage. It's a brand new mortgage. The other option is called a home equity line of credit. And that's also using the equity that you have in your home, but it's putting a second lien on your house. So you'd have your first primary mortgage that just stays the same, and then you'd have a second. The really cool thing with that one is it functions kind of like a credit card. So it's a revolving line of credit. You can take out money, pay it back, take out money, pay it back over a draw period. So that's a good option for some borrowers depending on where you're starting. And then the last option is a construction loan. That's if you don't have the equity built up in your house right now, then you're gonna wanna tap into every single aspect that you can, which is getting the biggest construction loan possible and doing one whole construction loan to finance this and any other projects that you might wanna do in the main house at the same time.
So the construction loan, we should probably have if we're gonna do a construction loan, it sounds like we should do everything else we wanna do as well at that point.
Yeah, definitely wrap it all in there. It's the one that allows you to go past the equity that you already have. So you're actually building additional equity with this addition, but able to lend on that prior to construction.
Now, which is going to have the best interest rate? Because that's definitely what I'd be looking at between those 3 options.
Yeah, definitely. The cash out refinance and the home equity line of credit, it's going to depend on the amount and how much you're willing to take, or how much the budget's going to cost for this whole project. But I would definitely say, let's look at what your current interest rate is now, because in this market, you may be actually able to reduce your already current rate down to a lower rate and save, even when taking out a large amount of money.
Okay, got it. So if we're gonna do a construction loan, what would you wanna do? And what else would you wanna do in the house? I mean, you would wanna do anything and everything, but
there are some things that I could keep in mind, but I'm also a realist, so I think it's best to focus on this project, get this done, and then we can see where things are at. Do you have a recommendation between the 3, or is it really just come down to the numbers and what we want to do? I want to be smart about this.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend the cash out refinance for you guys at this stage, just because it's going to keep things simple with one mortgage. You don't have to worry about the second lien. You have enough equity already built in the house, especially with the San Diego real estate value right now. All of the equity has gone up this last year. So you guys would be in a really great position for a cash out refinance.
Great. What do you think?
I kind of like the construction loan, because Jack and we had talked before, and what we want to do, we want to build a water slide.
Now you're bringing me in.
Water slide from there, pool right here, and it's a natural flow into a.
It's a flow of water.
It's a plan.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. Can we do that?
I think we should go with what's smart and what's going to return on our investment. And though that would return in life dividends of fun, I'm looking at the bottom dollar and the money.
I can see in her eyes. There's a chance. We're going to get that pool.
There's no chance.
Kara, thank you so very much. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
Okay, so that was a good first step. What did you think of that?
I don't know. What do you think? You make the ultimate decision.
I thought she had some great options. I had not ever even considered or wasn't familiar with a construction loan, which scares me a little bit because it opens so many possibilities.
Right.
But then it's also, could we really invest back in the primary property and use that? So I have a lot of things that I'm thinking about right now.
Right, so this is what I would call like step 2 of about 100. So what I think next would be, and I always say it's a family decision, but what you're going to want to do next is obviously take a look at your budget, how much you can borrow, how much you want to borrow, and how much you're willing to invest. And it could just be in the property, right? We can discuss the pool and the water slide later. I might even give you a discount for that. But once I know what the budget is that we have in mind, then we can start talking about not only how big the ADU is going to be, but also some more of the details. Like I think I'd mentioned earlier, maybe we talk about a slightly different driveway for privacy. And instead of having the steep driveway that we came down, what if we just think outside of the box and we cut a driveway straight out this way? Then we don't have the big curve, and you have a little bit more privacy for both them and your family if we don't get to do the slide, right? If we do the slide, we don't have room for the driveway. But we could run the driveway out through here. We could even keep your tree, and that's a nice gentle slope and a completely private entrance for someone using the ADU. It's little things like that that are gonna let you up the rent to maybe a little bit more than you could if it's a backyard ADU and you have to walk down the side of the house. This makes it feel like a separate house almost on a separate property with all the privacy you have in the canyon. That could really create some value on the rent. But not only that, it's gonna make you guys feel like you don't have someone living in your backyard. So as we discuss things like that, budget's always it's never the only thing, but it's always the first thing. So once we figured that out, then we can get more into some details like that. And if you guys have any preliminary questions, let's talk about that now, because then I can maybe give you some ideas on expense, and that might help you with the budget conversation.
All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna chat about which route we want to go, but I think we have a pretty good idea. I want to make sure that there's nothing else that we want to do with the house, because now it sounds like would be the time.
Well, and this isn't me trying to talk you into doing more, but one thing that I will tell you is when we're going to have all the trades here, the drywall and the plumber, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so since they're already here, if there are projects on the house, it's definitely going to be more cost effective to do it all at once.
Yeah.
But you also have to keep in mind the budget, right? Because if we balloon this into too big of a thing, it could end up not happening. So that's where the balance is. And the only way to figure that out is over a bottle of wine.
Or down the water slide.
Yes. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yes. I think you're going to get it.
Let's get a bottle of wine and get a shovel. Come on.
Yes.
You're helping. Come on. So, as you saw, we got a lot of great information. Tristan and I, we talked over all the options and went with the best fit for us in our situation. At this point, we had all the information we needed to feel confident with our decision to get started. When we come back, I sit down with Jack at Covewood on Mission Bay to celebrate over a couple of drinks, and you never know. He might even have a few extra tips before we move forward.
What is on your home remodeling list this year? Classic Home Improvements is a full-service remodeling company. We will help you design your space and select your materials before we start construction. All you have to do is enjoy your new home. Schedule your free design consultation at readytoremodel.com.
Pick the right project at the right price with the right vendor using Realm's data-driven process. Your Realm advisor will help you to navigate project costs, ROI, financing, and vendors. Visit myrealm.co/advisor to get started.
Attention homeowners. If you're planning any type of remodel and aren't sure who to call or where to look, give SBMS Media a call. We are happy to guide you. With over 25 years of experience in construction and remodeling in the San Diego region, we know people, and we can guide you toward the right type of company for the project you have in mind. Get guidance now at 888-621-0857.
Oh, Jack, this is a place that I love coming to.
It's beautiful.
Obviously, look at this view. Come on, that's great. All right, I gotta tell you. So this whole process is a bit overwhelming.
No, this was great. I mean, we covered so much stuff, right? We talked about can it be done and what's the best way to figure that out. We talked about a feasibility study. I'm so glad you called Realm.
Yeah.
And I love that you can.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about, should you have a rental unit or an ADU in the backyard? How much is it going to cost? Where's all the money going to come from? We covered all kinds of stuff. We talked about the driveway. I'm not sure we got the water slide approved yet.
In my mind, that's something that will never die.
No. It's a great idea. We'll keep trying though.
Yeah, you know, the great thing about Realm that I liked is the fact that it really broke things down on what the potential was, and it was micro-focused into our community, the zip code, the houses that were right around there, and what that property, that ADU, that detached property could really bring in. So it really justified, you know, in chatting with Kara, how much we can spend, what are we willing to do, so it took a little of the bite off a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully it's a little less scary now.
Yeah.
You know, because now there's some numbers next to it. You know, it's not just an abstract idea, which is just a great first step. I'm so excited for you guys.
Having you come in, curb cutting on that side street, really making a driveway so the potential tenants wouldn't be walking right by our windows, down our other driveway, creating a whole separate, we would never have thought about that. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it's exciting to see. Sometimes you have to think outside the box, and if you've been living there for years, you couldn't see that as an entrance. I've never been there before, so it was a little bit easier for me to see. You know, plus, you know, we've done this before.
Yeah.
So sometimes we can see things that a homeowner can't.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in San Diego that can use this information and say, where do we get started? How do we get started? This is the show, and this is how you get started. It makes it really easy.
Well, and this is exactly why I'm doing the show, right? We've been in business. San Diego has been great to me and my family, and I just want to give back to the community. You know, there's thousands of people like you in San Diego that have questions, not just about ADUs, but about bathrooms and kitchens and additions and decks, and I'm really excited to go around town. I think that we're going to have a lot of people that have a lot of questions that we're going to be able to answer for them. So this is going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. The best way to get started is with a beer.
No better way.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks a lot. Do you want to win a 2-night staycation for a family of 4 at San Diego Mission Bay Resort in a water view room? I'll even throw in dinner at Covewood and an activity credit toward Action Sports Rentals. Of course you do. To enter, simply visit California-Contractor.com.
California Contractor shows how to build and renovate your home when working with experts. We educate through entertainment, showing homeowners what they can do with their space and what type of contractor can help them get the work done. Our team of experts take you through the process from development to design to hiring the right company. There is no fluff here. We take real homeowners through a dream home building journey that is practical, informative, and fun. Learn more at California-Contractor.com.
What is on your home remodeling list this year? Classic Home Improvements is a full-service remodeling company. We will help you design your space and select your materials before we start construction. All you have to do is enjoy your new home. Schedule your free design consultation at readytoremodel.com.
Attention homeowners. If you're planning any type of remodel and aren't sure who to call or where to look, give SBMS Media a call. We are happy to guide you. With over 25 years of experience in construction and remodeling in the San Diego region, we know people, and we can guide you toward the right type of company for the project you have in mind. Get guidance now at 888-621-0857.
Pick the right project at the right price with the right vendor using Realm's data-driven process. Your Realm advisor will help you to navigate project costs, ROI, financing, and vendors. Visit myrealm.co/advisor to get started.